Welcome. Thank you everybody for being here. We appreciate you. As I was saying just a second ago, we have Kira, is it Aragon? Is that how you say it?
Sorry, it's Aragon.
Aragon. Okay. Here in the Zoom room with us. She is actually, this is so funny, when I put membership out there right after becoming president, she was one of the very first who hit the button and became one of our members even before we had the launch event in Tucson. So I just, I'm super blessed to know her, and all of the things she's doing are really amazing. So welcome to our weekly Power Hour. If you're new around here, we meet here each and every Tuesday at 3 Eastern, 2 Central, 1 Mountain, noon Pacific, I can give you all the times, where we have a guest speaker each and every week. At the end of the presentation, we cut off the live stream, and the members who are in the room have an exclusive Q&A with the guest speaker, and then we do some open networking. If you're interested in joining the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs, you can go to nacwe.com and that will give you the join page. You can also visit our website at nacwe.org and read all of the stuff that is on the website. So there's a lot there, just so you know. So yes, every week. There we go. So today we're going to have a couple of announcements and then we're going to have a prayer. And then I'm going to turn the mic over to Kira. And then we'll, like I said, shut down the live stream, have some Q&A and question time, and go from there. So Happy New Year to each and every person here in the Zoom room, watching the live, watching it on the replay. If you're watching it on the replay, go ahead and put #replay. We'll find you. I just want to thank you for being here as we start 2023. And I'm just I have so much anticipation for this year. I just can't wait. So I talked to you a little bit about Kira already. Next week, Julie Anderson is going to be with us. And she is so amazing, you guys. I can't even explain. So the title of her presentation is Step Into Your Power, Rock Your God-Given Gifts. But what she does is put everything in terms of brain science. She has 24 years of training in the brain sciences. And so it's way beyond the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex and all that kind of stuff. She talks without getting too sciencey, hopefully, on our level so we understand it, right? About all the things that are happening and when our brain is sabotaging us and all of that kind of stuff. And then the week of January 16th, so the Tuesday is the 17th, I'm going to be talking to you on the 17th. We're going to be doing a taste of NACWE that week. So that week we will have something every single day at this time. So at 2 p.m., well, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, right? At this time, every single day that week. So it's basically like a NACWE membership for a month in a week. So everybody is invited in. We would love to have you. We're going to have all of the things we do, our Wisdom Well, which is our mini mastermind experience. Anyway, it'll just be fun the whole week. So we would love to have you there. The following week, we have Dr. Teresa Pantanilla, and she's talking about broken roads. And Dr. Teresa, I met in Florida when I went to the Central Christian Chamber of Commerce. And she is brilliant. You will love her. She's super sweet. And then, like I said a minute ago, January 31st is the perfect day to talk about tax law and making sure we are all set and ready. As entrepreneurs and business owners, we want to make sure that we are doing what we need to do to stay above board, right? For sure. This Thursday is the Dallas in-person event. It's super exciting and energizing to get around these lovely chapter directors and all of our Dallas sisters. So hopefully you can, if you're in the Dallas area, go join Diane and our members in Dallas for in-person networking. And then next on January 19th is the next Tucson in-person networking. So that will be great fun. And January 26th is the East Valley. So in Gilbert, Arizona, that side of the valley, that's when that will be. I believe the location will be La Madeleine at Santan Valley. So just so you know. And while I'm on this slide, please be in prayer for Nikki and her family. I don't think it's her. They have a close friend who passed away recently. And so like family friends. So she's back in Missouri again. Just keep her in prayers for traveling and all of that, because she's going to be, you know, traveling back tomorrow, I believe. So she's been there for a little bit. Second Thursdays and third Fridays. This is our Wisdom Well experience. Members, you can RSVP at that. And also we will have a Wisdom Well experience in the Taste of NACWI week. So that Friday is our members experience. That one is not going away and it is for members only. But earlier on Wednesday that week, we will have one that's open to everybody, and we'll have to adjust the format just a touch because it's normally open to 12 members who RSVP, which is why we have more than one a month so that everybody who wants to can get in. And excuse me, and we'll add more as needed, right? But it is a get your answers to your pressing questions via the hive mind. So yes, 3, 4, 5, 12 minds are better than one. Where did it go? Oh, it's there. I clicked on the thing. Hold on. That's the registration page for Wisdom Well because it opened it because I clicked on it right here. Okay, because I was clicking to go forward. All right, April 19th to the 22nd is the national conference here in Tucson. So put that date on your calendars. We would love to see you there. I have some great workshop facilitators coming. If you have nacwi.com/links, that'll take you everywhere you need to go in our ecosystem, from Zoom. Like if you ever forget the Zoom, go there, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Kira said her key verse for the week is Isaiah 40:26. Lift up your eyes on high and see who has created these stars. The one who leads forth their host by number. He calls them all by name. Because of the greatness of his might and the strength of his power, not one of them is missing. She has her quote of the week, Sally Ride. Our future lies with today's kids and tomorrow's space exploration. That is an amazing, like, perfect quote for you, Karen. So Father God, thank you. Thank you for each and every person in the room. Thank you for each and every person watching now and on the replay. God, I ask that you bless this year like never before. I ask that you lead us as we follow. I ask that you guide our steps. We just want to be obedient to you, God. We just want to do the things you have called us to do the things you have asked us to do, and glorify you in doing it. So sometimes we get ahead of ourselves, Father, and I ask that when that happens, just grab a hold and say, no, not yet. And we'll be patient and wait. So we love you. We praise you. I ask that you bless Kira today and throughout all of 2023. I ask that you bless Reach for the Stars and the great work that they are doing. And I can't wait to hear more. So we love you. We praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. So Kira, I am handing it over to you. Oh, there we go.
All right. So hello, thank you all for coming. I think we're going to play a video and I'm just going to do some voiceover. So there was a young girl. She was only 5 years old. She would sit out on the roof with her brothers every night and wish upon shooting stars. That girl lived in poverty, a home where drugs were a normality, and one day at the young age of 6, her innocence was taken. At the age of 12, she became at risk doing drugs herself. And by age 13, she was pregnant. At age 17, she was pregnant again and married to an abusive husband, and then decided to join the military to better her life, which it did help for some time. She became a single mom and did very well due to her mentors, but life didn't stop, and she had a traumatic brain injury at the age of 23 with no family support, which resulted in financial hardship. The roller coaster of hardships piled on until one day in her 30s, she found herself at the end of a vodka bottle ready to die, with 2 beautiful children then taking care of her. Unfortunately, this story is all too common. But the great thing about this story is that it's mine, and I have been sober for 4 years and the happiest I've ever been. But what was it that helped me when nothing else would? Well, quite frankly, it was my wonderful faith and love for Jesus Christ. At every turn and at every hardship, he was there. Whether it was a person at a gas station or a teacher or a mentor, whether it was the person who adopted my first child at the age of 12, he was always there to love me and to show me the stars. I was able to reach for them, and I was able to grasp them. And he showed me what I needed to do. He showed me that, he honestly does give the hardest things to the people that are the strongest. At one point, I was angry, and sorry, I've honestly never told anybody this, but I hated him. I was mad, but it was in that moment that he showed me what my purpose was. And my purpose was to give back and to use all of the hardships that I had been through to honestly help all of the people who had struggled with the same things that I had struggled with. And some days it's not as easy as it should be or is, but I have to remember to keep my eyes on him and to look up towards him. And that is when we created Reach for the Stars. So I was supposed to do this on Giving Tuesday, which is when I gave her the slides, so you can ignore that. But so we are Reach for the Stars. And when my husband and I decided to start Reach for the Stars was after we both got out of rehab. And that's where we met. And it sounds silly, but actually it was the best place to meet because we met at our lowest points and there was only one way to go up. And we were able to really just come out of there as completely different people. Heather spoke about, I think you said Julie that's coming in. Okay, so Julie talks about your brain and what it is that really can mess up the way you think and things that your amygdala and more than that, things that can really cause you to go in directions that you're not meant to go in. And that's really what Carlos and I, my husband, learned in rehab. We learned why we had the issues that we had and why we chose to, for me, drink, or why we chose to be angry when we should have just learned how to cope with the issues that we had, or why we yelled at our children, or why, lots of things. And so when we came out of rehab, we were different, completely different. We weren't angry. We weren't, we had boundaries for people that we didn't have boundaries for before. We didn't have a desire to hurt ourselves anymore. And, but we wanted to do something more, but we just didn't know what it was. And so really, why did we start Reach for the Stars? I don't tell people this a lot because we're not a faith-based organization. And the only reason we're not is because of grants. But if we could be a faith-based organization, we would be. But really, it comes down to prayer. We sat down and we prayed about what we should do. And the answer was reach for the stars? The answer was to help the community in whatever way that God led us to do that. And every single day, I wake up and I pray for God to send us the people that we should help. I pray that that we respond in a way that is pure light. And I pray that we do his will. Now, there's some days that I forget to do that and I have to recenter myself. But quite honestly, that is what our goal is. That is what we want to do. And our mission has changed because the needs have changed. We went from a pure food bank and giving out telescopes to now helping kids with their mental health. And that's all what God has shown us what we've needed to do. So Reach for the Stars uses astronomy. Our mission is to uniquely improve mental health for children, but also the community through astronomy, STEM, and volunteerism to influence the history of generations to come. So in other words, our goal, because of my history and Carlos's history, of that one ripple effect of what people can have on you, like somebody at a gas station, somebody somewhere else, you know, it has a change. It can change you forever. So if we can do that in a more impactful way and change a child before they go off into their adulthood, it could change them, and then that could change their children and their children and their children forever. So our goal is to change children by looking up at the stars, by looking out into space, and by having a spiritual connection. And it might not be us telling them to believe in God, but if we present ourselves as Christians, we never know the impact that could have. So kids are dealing with stress. We are at a higher rate than the national average. We've had 3 suicides here in Vail just in the last few years. Kids are struggling. So astronomy is something that we want to use. We also give kids and families food, because food is also something that they need to have to have a good mental health. And we use a lot of other things. So you can go to the next slide. Why do we use astronomy? Well, again, because we've prayed about it, but also because it creates creative confidence, mindfulness skills, inspires hope, problem solving. There's so much stuff, and it's proven to do that. There's many reasons why we do it, but it gets them outside. It makes them look up at the stars. They ask questions. It's a wonderful thing to see them go, wow, oh my gosh, look at that. Look at what's up there. And then they start to really question things, and it's just beautiful. It also just gets them involved in our organization, and we allow kids to volunteer, which is something a lot of places don't do. So it allows them to give back, which is something that kids really need to learn. And so when they go off and into the adult world, better adults. So, that's our end goal is to change, them and help them to be better. All right, next. These are just our support levels. It just kind of shows you what something would help, simple as honestly $5 would buy somebody some food, and it goes all the way up. It's the impact is what it does. And we are 100% volunteer. My husband and I are retired military. We do this because God has given us the ability to do it. We're both disabled military, and we don't get an income. We do this because we love it, and God has given us this opportunity, and it's amazing. But we do it from our home, and we still have to to figure out how to support the mission. And the only way we can do that is by the community's help. And so, you know, that's where that comes in. Next. So how can you help children manage their anxiety and depression while also eliminating suicide? And I say this because my children have suffered from suicide because of my mishaps. You know, everything rolls downhill. So when we are struggling, our children are struggling way worse than what we think. I got help by going to rehab, but when I came home and I was changed, my children were not. They did not get to go to rehab. They did not get to go and get this 6-month worth of help. And so when I got home, I realized, oh my gosh, they are hurting. They don't understand what happened. And so I had to really focus on them for a good year and help them to really understand. We had to have some really real talks about why I drank and what happened and my PTSD, a lot of things that a 7-year-old, quite honestly, doesn't understand, but needed to talk about. So kids are having anxiety these days at 5 years old, and some parents don't understand it, so they just yell at them because they don't understand a kid crying before school is anxiety. So it's something that we as an organization want to help adults, parents understand, but also help the children come up with coping mechanisms, breathing exercises, and all of that sort of thing. So this is us. We are this year starting house party fundraising, where really it's just somebody saying, hey, I want to invite some of my own friends over. We bring a telescope and do a stargazing event at your house, and you ask your friends to come over, and it's kind of like you know, they donate whatever they want if they want, after we tell them what we do. It's a unique, fun way of just us getting to know the community on a smaller level, so that they know who we are and what we do, and we show them what we do, which is really cool because most people don't understand it until they see it. So that's kind of something that if anybody's interested, to let us know. And then obviously you can always donate on our website, and Amazon Smile, Fire Rewards, volunteer, that sort of thing. Thank you so much for having me.
I have to find the unmute button. Thank you so much, Kira. If you are in Arizona, the dollar for dollar tax credit, they are a approved organization for that. Do you remember which, Kira, which one is it? Because there's like the working poor credit and
there's a foster credit. There's a we are a charitable, it's the QCO, which is a qualifying charitable organization, and so we do fall under the working poor. Okay. So yeah. I just want to make sure people are putting it in the right, looking for you in the right one. If they do both. And so in case you don't understand the Arizona tax credits and you happen to be in Arizona, and I don't know if other states do this or not, but it won't matter. Like if your state, it's in your state. So, but it's a dollar for dollar tax credit. So they take whatever your liability is for your taxes. And if you're a married couple, if you give $800 to reach for the stars, they take it right off the top of your liability. So it either comes right off your tax bill that you owe or contributes to what you get back. So it just depends on where you're at when you file for your taxes. But you get, it's basically the state giving them that money out of your tax dollars. So it's an amazing program that Arizona has in place for there's 3 different tax credits. Talk to your CPA about it, or ask Lori when she's here in a few weeks. She will know. But also, I'm going to stop sharing here real quick. But also, I believe, so a lot of times they're like, oh, I didn't do it by the end of the year. I think in Arizona, we have till April 15th to actually do that.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so. It goes all the way up till like right before.
Anywhere else in the country and you want to donate to Reach for the Stars, it is a tax write-off, right? It's just Arizona has this special tax credit program. So thank you, Kira, again so much. I'm going to stop our live stream.